Takayuki!
You know, there's an official medical term for a virus that gives you a fever, lightheadedness, cough, and an upset stomach. It's called influenza. The fucking flu. Not a cold. Idiots. Oh, and for the sake of nothing, Mitsuki looks back fondly on all the times she was with Takayuki and without Haruka, including both times she dragged him away from her and caused her accident. What a great person. Actually, she's reflecting on the entirety of the relationship, but because Mitsuki is a person who has exclusively been selfish and horrible, I have no idea what emotions actually go with each of the images we're shown. So, what the hell? Let's go through them one by one and I'll give it my best shot. Well, for this one, she's physically abusing him, so I'm gonna go with happy. And then, of course, is the quality time she spent with him while the show intentionally brushes aside the fact that she was making Takayuki ditch Haruka. Given that she wants Takayuki herself and only cares about herself, I'm going to once again go with happy. See, this one's tough because we know Mitsuki can't be sad. I mean, she immediately goes back to her life and it has no impact on her. So I'm gonna go with self-pity because while she looks like she's experiencing a moment of guilt here, it doesn't cause her to distance herself from Takayuki. So there's clearly no altruistic thought or consideration for others occurring. Well, this scene includes more physical abuse, so it's immediately going in the happy column. But then there's all this additional confusion she throws on him by stripping naked and throwing herself at him in order to emotionally manipulate him into loving her. Since that's a different tactic and it could not be more selfish, I'm going to give another point to happy. And then all of these ensuing events of Mitsuki catching hell for her past sins, which she learned no lessons from, so the best I can gather is that it's all about her. That's 4 more in the self-pity column.
We've been through a lot, huh?
Yeah, you know, it has been a lot. That you put him through, and he hasn't even found out about the fact that you cheated on him with his best friend instead of just talking through your problems like an adult because you're such a stupid, selfish whore. Good. I'm glad this happened. Something to maybe move the plot forward for a change. But it's not like this also isn't Mitsuki's doing. She made him see Haruka in the first place, even though he didn't want to. She then didn't do anything when he started spending more time with her, and then, only when things started to take a turn for the worse, did she demand a reckoning out of nowhere after sex in the middle of the night because Mitsuki has no concept of how adults act. She wants what she wants when she wants it. The only thing she hasn't done yet is throw a tantrum. Oh, wait. But in general, still, having real feelings about other people would require her to express actual emotion when the best this show is willing to give her on average is... Man. Don't you just feel so connected to these protagonists? Don't you feel like you know them as real people as we enter these final few episodes? I've said it before a lot, but I will happily say it again. They did not care. Takayuki wakes up and Mitsuki happily greets him. Fortunately, for my purposes, the best he can manage is more.
Looks like you've been sweating. Let me get you some clean clothes to put on.
What? I'm sorry, Takayuki can't even wash himself now? Does he have botulism?
You're an adult, Takayuki. You need to start taking better care of yourself.
You know, Mitsuki, that's a really inconsiderate thing to say to someone who's mentally challenged. I mean, look at the poor guy. He can't even muster the energy to count his fingers. We follow this with Mitsuki spoon-feeding him. Yep, it's definitely botulism.
We haven't done this in a while. You know, just hanging out and talking.
Yeah, and I bet it's been at least a week since you washed him and fed him like he's a fucking baby, too. Great relationship this is. Anyway, we cut to the hospital where Haruka has apparently died.
I have good news. Your sister will be out of intensive care tomorrow.
Will she really?
Oh, is that where she is? Maybe you should have made an actual attempt to show us that she was in a different room instead of just the same fucking close-up of her face with an oxygen mask. Assholes.
You're such a sweetheart. You always have been. Even back in high school, when I introduced you to Haruka, I thought I was just helping her out. I never thought you two would actually date.
What? And now, ladies and gentlemen, every single reason why Mitsuki definitely never saw Takayuki and Haruka's relationship coming.
On the hill?
Yeah, meet me there later. I have to talk to you about something important. What, you gonna go out with her or not?
Is it therefore the less gone?
You think this will work?
You told Haruka he was gonna ask her today, right?
Yeah.
Listen, pal, I thought you went out with her because you liked her. And if you do, then tell me why you can't ever act like it.
Yeah, I mean, who could have possibly predicted that? It's almost like you're a complete idiot.
Then the accident happened. Haruka fell into a coma. And before I knew what hit me, you and I were dating each other.
I'm sorry, are you trying to completely rewrite continuity minutes after you reminded us of everything that's happened? You proactively threw your vagina in his face. Before you knew it, you were dating? I'm pretty sure you're vividly aware of the exact moment it started. You stupid bitch.
I basically gave up everything so I could devote myself to you. If you left me, I would have nothing. Just thinking about that possibility, it terrified me. I sabotaged our relationship, and maybe the pain would go away. Last night, I slept with Shinji.
Let me try to follow your incomprehensible babbling for just a second here. You realized you would have nothing if you lost Takayuki, so rather than try to endear yourself to him, you tried to use sex to emotionally manipulate him, then slapped him in the face and sent him running to Haruka. Then, instead of trying to sit down with him like an adult and hash out your problems, you tried to pretend like nothing had happened and tried to cook dinner for him before intentionally sabotaging your relationship and sleeping with his best friend. You were so terrified of losing him that you went out of your way to make sure you would lose him. I don't, guys. I just don't. I don't.
I trust you can take care of yourself now, right? Your antibiotics.
But Mitsuki, wait! Don't leave!
Please, I still want to smash that flap. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the face of a man in turmoil, on the brink of losing everything he holds dear. Can we more appropriately score this scene?
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, if you're not into yoga,
You should spend some time outdoors, even if it is just on the balcony.
Yeah, remember that time Mitsuki strung words together to form a sentence? Magic. Anyway, we find out that Haruka can, in fact, wake up. Some bullshit Ayu screaming later, shitty Shujin lies to cover up for Mitsuki. Well, I'm glad we're still dealing with this like adults and not high school children. You know, maybe 3 years really haven't passed because I sure as hell can't tell the difference.
So, how's she doing?
Well, she appears to be able to understand that time has passed, which is good because
Just like she could have from the very beginning. This was never a problem. She's only having a hard time grasping it because you lied to her and forced everyone to go along with your lie.
You're a dumb fuck! A dumb fuck!
One more thing. She has no idea that she woke up from the coma once before.
No, 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 fucking no. I'm going to sue this hospital for medical malpractice. That is not how memory loss works. It is literally impossible. Memories are made neurologically. They are stored via a physical process in brain matter. I don't care if Haruka went into catatonic psychological shock. Her memories would not be erased. This is bullshit. Hyper-realistic. This is the mark of a quality show that respects your intelligence, blatantly making up bullshit after bullshit out of thin air to keep padding out the story and undoing plot points. It's just so good.
She has no idea that she woke up from the coma once before.
And yes, immediately cut away. We have absolutely no explanation for how this happened, and the voice actor's starting to laugh at how absurd it is. Hyper-realistic! Shinji shows up at the restaurant to tell Takayuki that he banged Mitsuki, but the scene quickly devolves into incomprehensible nonsense. Gee, what else is new?
You must really hate my guts right now.
No.
Of course not. That would require him to actually feel emotion, and as we all know, Takayuki-tron 4000 is stuck in permanent screensaver mode.
We broke up.
You broke up? And you're okay with that? What are you, an idiot? You don't seem to realize she has always loved you. Mitsuki's gone through more pain on your behalf than you could ever dream of.
Okay, sure. All right, I'll play your game, you fucking clod. Let's imagine for a moment that you didn't bang his girlfriend and, in the process, cheat on your own girlfriend. Let's pretend that you have even a micrometer of moral high ground to stand on. Let's take a look, shall we, at all the times Mitsuki suffered because of purely selfish things Takayuki did that weren't triggered or instigated by her. Okay, and now, in the interest of fairness, let's see all the times that Takayuki suffered because of purely selfish things Mitsuki did that weren't triggered or instigated by him.
Oh, I can't thank you enough.
Time of accident, 2:15 p.m.
Ugh, why won't you say anything? What, are you dead inside? I just want you to acknowledge me. Say something! Ugh. Wake up!
I can't do this. It's like we're standing still.
But Haruka...
What does she have to do with any of this? What difference does it make if that sad little girl is better or dead? This is our business. She has nothing to do with us.
Don't want you to visit her anymore. Last night, I slept with Shinji.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. But by all means, keep rewriting history. Continue to pretend like the entire show hasn't actually happened up until this point. Because remember, Mitsuki's the real victim here. It doesn't matter what she did. She's completely innocent and doesn't deserve anything that's happened to her.
Believe it!
I cannot believe we're doing this. I do not understand a single thing that happens in this scene or a single shred of its context. Number one, if my girlfriend banged one of my friends and he showed up to tell me about it and said anything aside from an apology before leaving, I would fucking demolish him. You don't get to judge other people when you helped destroy their relationship and cheated on your girlfriend to do it. Number two, Takayuki is not at fault for anything Mitsuki did. He is not even partially to blame for her going out and fucking Shinji. See, there's this thing called premeditation. Mitsuki decided ahead of time that, while sober and of sound mind, she was going to go out, then get drunk, and cheat on Takayuki. It was an intentional, malicious, selfish act that she committed after putting zero effort into making Takayuki understand that she needed him around more because he was ruining their relationship. She is the only one to blame. Beginning, middle, and end of story. And number 3, the idea that Takayuki is somehow now responsible for going and fixing their relationship is fucking mind-warping. What? It's not like she fucked some other guy, or that guy was me. Are you fucking kidding me? If a woman cheated on me with another guy, there wouldn't have been a blank stare. There wouldn't have been indifference. I would have kicked her out, burned her shit, and never spoken to her again. Especially if I cared as little as Takayuki apparently does. There is not a single thing about this scene that is acceptable, comprehensible, or valid. Fuck it all.
Since you're so insistent about doing something, why don't you start taking care of her?
You jerk! I'm not good enough for her!
The only guy in the show who was good-natured, responsible, and in a healthy relationship. Because she's just way too perfect and angelic in every single way. That's the show we've been watching, right? Anyway, Takayuki wanders around aimlessly, and Akane leaves a message on his answering machine about Haruka waking up again. Whatever. None of this matters. I guess we're starting that plot over again, too. Aren't you guys super psyched for the next episode? Yeah, that's where it ends. No rebuttal from Takayuki, no self-defense, nothing. They are literally mandating that Takayuki is solely to blame for all of this. I can't, guys. I don't have it in me to say anything more about this. I'm sorry, but I guess I'll see you next time. Okay? I'm sorry. Hey guys, Will Ryan here. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and click that little icon right there in the middle of the screen to subscribe. And if you want to check out more in-depth dissection like what you just saw, go ahead and click on one of the 3 previous seasons of 25 the Hard Way. Enjoy yourselves and stay skeptical.